What's up, Soul Tribe? It's your girl Dominique with Empathic Guidance, and I'm back with another video for you guys today. And today, guys, I woke up and it's just extreme upset about what I saw today. As soon as I got up, started getting ready, and I was kind of browsing online, and it's this video that surfaced of yet another police brutality situation against a man named George Floyd. I'm pretty sure y'all all have seen it by now. And y'all, I don't never talk about celebrities, and this isn't one. This is something that's more about humanity to me. And this was an inhumane crime against an unarmed individual over a non-violent crime. And the police officers involved, I feel like they said four police officers that were involved. They were actually fired from their job. But, I mean, come on now. It was bystanders. This man literally died in front of a crowd of people, and it sucks. Me being an empath, this definitely did get to me more so than, you know, the other things that I hear about in the news. Because this just been going on way too much. I just want to gauge, you know, I want to get the type of energy, like, what was George Floyd like? Was he really this aggressive, you know, person that was resisting arrest and deserved to have somebody foot in his neck? I don't believe that those precautions have to be taken anyway. But at the end of the day, why was this resorted to? And is he gonna receive his justice? Like, that's the number one thing, you know. As I park the deck, I'm just seeing certain cards. He going to a better place. You know, the world card is coming up. But yes, it's a lot of people that's emotional about this man's death. His employer said he was excellent. He wasn't the type of man to be aggressive. He was a very calm, cool, and collective type of guy. He never saw a violent bone in his body. People saw him getting snatched out of his vehicle, dragged to the ground, and immediately manhandled before he even had an opportunity to resist any type of direct arrest. And a crowd of bystanders literally watched the life drain from this man's body, which is just so aggravating to me that this continues to go unpunished. Being fired is not enough. These people need to be charged and convicted of murder, because that's exactly what they did to this man. And yes, people were saying he was under the influence, but I watched that video. That man wasn't fighting them back at all. So I did this as a pre-record because I just don't know. Like I said, by me being an empath, I do get very emotional about certain things like this, and that's why I feel like I had to do this reading, because I don't feel like I can concentrate on doing the signs or doing any personals until I at least see if any indication of justice is going to be here. And, you know, and I get some type of sign that this situation is going to be rectified by, you know, the judicial system. Okay, so first I just want to gauge what type of man was George Floyd, Spirit. Clear, concise messages. These cards is light as a feather. So that's just how you know his energy was like that too. Like, I barely feel him in my hand. What type of man was George Floyd, Spirit? I'm getting the strength in reverse. Okay. So at very best, number one, I'm seeing with the strength in reverse, I'm kind of seeing a lot. So yeah, he probably could have struggled with like some addictions. I feel like it was something that he probably had a hard time with. Yeah. I feel like he may have used things like either drugs or alcohol to actually heal heal some type of pain or self-medicate, you know, because I'm getting the Three of Swords in reverse here. And so he could have experienced some type of issues without life, about life, that, you know, he self-medicated for instead of, you know, seeking the proper type of help. What type of man was George Floyd? So that could have been something that he suffered from, was addiction. Okay, so I'm getting the Empress here, and I saw the Empress so many times. This could be his mom. But also this definitely can classify him as, you know, somebody that was very nurturing. You know, when I see the Strength in reverse, that's like, I don't see a big bad wolf. You know, I see somebody that may have succumbed to like some bad decisions or possibly addictions, but also I see that as somebody that's like a gentle giant for real. And then with the Empress showing up and his energy, either, you know, he could have been a mama's boy, you know, maybe his mom passed away and maybe that's how addictions could have started for him, or he started to like give in to certain things, certain vices. But there's something here about Empress which we'll definitely clarify later. But yeah, I mean, maybe his mom already passed away, and that was something that he suffered with, especially if he was close, for her to be showing up in his energy like this. But he also could have been the type of person that was just very nurturing and caring to the people around him. What type of man was George Floyd, Spirit? I'm getting the Seven of Cups here. For me, the Seven of Cups, that speaks to confusion. You know, I feel like he could have been a ladies' man. You know, if not at this point in his life, at one point in his life. I feel like he was liked by a lot of people. Because I'm getting a Three of Cups and a Seven of Cups. So to me, that's like his social circle. So it was drinking. His social circle, women. I just feel like he had a lot of options and a lot of confusion that went on in his life. He could be the type of person, and I feel like this could be why the Empress energy that is showing up. Like I said, he could have been liked by a lot of women. That's number one. But also, I just see like people gravitating towards him as a person, and he is the type of person that maybe his kindness like put on blockers for him. Like he didn't know who he can trust. So I feel like he was around a lot of people that he really couldn't trust like that. You know, and that could have been why he got caught up in trouble and certain troubles and situations here, is because he could have been around the wrong people or grew up around the wrong people. But I'm definitely seeing a lot of partying, a lot of women, and just like a lot of people enjoying his company here, you know. But overall, I just see him as somebody that was an overall good person. And I feel like he had a lot of worries in his life. And I feel like we all can succumb to that type of circumstance where we suffer habits or addictions to soothe like anxiety or, you know, any type of mental turmoil we could be going through. And he could have suffered from that, you know. I feel like he's, oh wow, I'm getting a lot of fives. He was a very forgiving person though. Man, he went through a lot. I feel like he had a lot of people around him that slighted him. I feel like he suffered money issues a lot. I feel like even though people may have not have been the best to him, like he attracted a lot of people around him, but not many that he can trust. You know, so I don't know if it's because he has a very open and welcoming type of energy, but he is the type of person that lets things go. You know, I feel like he's the type of person that's been thrown out in the streets. He suffered homelessness, money issues, even like feeling cursed financially. I see like a lot of people backstabbing him and him just like outwardly forgiving people, but inside just constantly worried, constantly in mental turmoil, you know, spiritual oppression, needing healing, needing guidance, you know. He could have had a parent that suffered addictions. If his mom did pass away, which I'm going to clarify this, if he lost a parent in his life and it led him down a road of like alcoholism and homelessness and, you know, having to live a life where it's a dog eat dog world, and he always forgiving and letting go, he don't hold on to nothing. He is very transparent. He just lacked guidance. He lacked the proper guidance necessary. The Emperor came out sideways. So he could have had a dad that was in and out of his life. You know, disappointed. He faced a lot of disappointments in life here. That's what I see. After this, I just want to jump straight in and see if he's going to receive the justice for his death. Why is the Strength card here in reverse? Adjudication. Yep. Like I said, he could have been in and out. He could be misjudged, you know, just by his appearance, because he is like, he very big, he very brawn. But, you know, I heard his family members saying that he was a gentle giant. And when I see the Strength card, when we think of lions, the first thing we think is they strong, you know, they something to be afraid of, you know, they can overpower us. But for me, with this adjudication in reverse, you know, he could have had a lot of issues with the law here. You know, he definitely could have faced a lot of issues with the law. He definitely could have faced a lot of misjudgment because of his appearance, because of his size, his stature, and his race. If we being real here. Why is the Three of Swords in reverse? And what did I say? Mature woman in reverse. His mother could have definitely had him at a young age, and he could have faced a life of heartbreak because of whatever type of relationship they had. Whether she suffered addictions that then he watched and was passed down to him, or whether there was some type of abuse or whatever. But I feel like it was a lot of dysfunction with him growing up, you know. And with the mature woman coming in reverse, either he has lost his mother, or he was born to a very young mother that may have not been the best type of mother. And so he's faced the type of childhood that would lead you down the road of destruction, in a sense. And I'm saying this with all due respect, because like I said, nobody deserves, no matter what type of upbringing you have or downfalls you face, nobody deserves to be treated like an animal in the streets and stomped to death or suffocated to death with somebody knee in their necks, freaking foaming at the mouth, nose bleeding. I mean, it's just horrible. Why is the Empress here? Yeah, he could have watched her get abused. He could have watched her choose like men and relationships with men over him. One more for this Empress energy. Let's see. Yeah, see? Lovers in reverse here. Poverty, you know. The flowers here, I don't know. I mean, there's a possibility of losing his mother. If not, then it's like abandonment, you know, feeling like you just went through poverty. Like this can also be like orphanism. But whatever struggles he faced, it definitely had to do with his mother with men. Possibly could have even been his father. Because like I said, the Emperor came out sideways. So to me, that's kind of like somebody that's in and out, you know. Like he was good when he was around, but that was barely type. Why is the Nine of Cups here? Why is the Nine of Cups here? I feel like that's drinking. Listen, Yeah. He could have definitely had some family that lost their life to alcoholism or addictions. And he saw this growing up. You know? And if not, then some type of death in his family definitely triggered addiction for him. Because he is left heartbroken. Left feeling abandoned. Why is the Seven of Cups here? Yeah, no stable home. From pillow to post. Not knowing where you're going to sleep at night. This is definitely that. This could be the confusion he faced as a child. You know. Why is the Three of Cups here? He could have even been a Rolling Stone himself because of that, you know. Why is the Three of Cups here? Yeah. Seeking love in other places. Seeking love through romantic interests or women, or not being able to love women because of how he saw relationships or how relationships were perceived with him growing up. Nine of Swords. What is all this anxiety about, Spirit? I mean, well, the rough life, I guess. Okay, so I'm getting a message. And then what? Oh, yeah. I feel like recently, before this just happened, maybe a week before this happened, he received some type of disturbing news from a woman in his life. What was this message about, Spirit? Somebody was moving away. I don't know where it turned off at, but I'm definitely getting that possibly like a week prior to this happening, he received some type of message from a woman that he knows, possibly about moving away. And I do feel like that could have triggered, like re-triggered some anxiety. And that's why I kind of feel like this is not something all the time for him, but maybe, you know, because like they said, he was under the influence when they pulled him over or whatever the case. I feel like this was something that was newly ignited within him. He was triggered in some type of way. He got some type of phone call or message or letter from somebody, a woman in his life, you know, and it's looking like she's moving in a new direction. She could have been moving states or something. And that re-triggered, you know, possibly some drinking that I feel like he could have quit. Because like I said, I feel like this was something, yeah. This man was depressed about a woman. And the thing is like, it's so easy to become sickened or saddened by, you know, something that our partners are doing, especially when we feel some kind of way about our childhood, because those feelings can re-emerge when we start to feel abandoned by our love partners and stuff like that. But yeah, he wasn't wanting to be left out in the cold, you know, by somebody that he loved, you know. So maybe he was out drinking that night because somebody just told him like, okay, I'm moving, you know, I'm going to go be with somebody else, because there's a sense of him not wanting that to happen, not wanting there to be distance. She definitely could have been giving an ultimatum that she was moving at a distance. Yeah, because I'm getting, he was lacking stability. So she could have been going in a direction of stability, especially if this is some woman that he was with. Now, I did see his girlfriend on the news warning him too, but again, I feel like this was something that was just previously discussed. Why is the Star card here in reverse? Mature male in reverse. You know, he could have been underdeveloped spiritually because of, again, what he experienced. His mother could have had him at a very young age. So he was really thinking about letting everything go to go travel with this person. Or he was just thinking about that night that this all happened. He probably could have literally been just thinking like, okay, I should just let her go ahead because I don't have it to do for her. And that could be why the Emperor came out in reverse, because He could have been trying to convince her, look, things are about to start getting better, because I'm getting the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. This is him coming out of money issues. So he could have just landed a great job or got some type of promotion or a raise or something to that extent. And he was getting his life under control. Why is the Emperor here? Yup. He was getting his money together. So he could have definitely been dealing with somebody that reignited some type of and I'm not blaming nobody else. I'm just stating what happened leading up to the end of his life, you know. But this man was suffering a broken heart. You know, I feel like he already lost people in his family to addictions and everything else and other, you know, negative choices. He already had a hard childhood. He experienced some hardships when it came down to housing and, you know, being homeless and just suffering. And I feel like that night he could have just been out and got caught slipping, you know. And he was on the verge of getting his shit together and trying to keep a relationship together as well. And that could have been why he was drinking that night. Or, you know, under the influence of whatever he was under the influence of. Now I want to know if George Floyd is going to get his justice when it comes down to the situation. Is George Floyd going to receive his justice? Will these police officers do time for murder? So the first thing that came out was the Ace of Cups. And if I'm not hitting on dead on about, this was about some love. Love something. He was out in the streets toe up because his heart was broken over somebody he loved. Let's see. Will George Floyd receive the justice that he deserves? They really got to think about it. I mean, of course they do. I mean, how many times have police officers got away with this shit? All I know is a lot of people was emotional. Definitely. I'm seeing these as tears. Okay, so I'm already getting what they receive, what they think is justice is those police officers losing their job. They really got to think and look into it to see if they gonna even do anything more with the Two of Swords here. There's really a sense of indecision, like should they go to jail? Page of Pentacles. Honestly speaking, these guys still gonna be getting paid. So they lost their damn job, but I feel like they getting some type of a severance fee, unemployment. They getting something. They still getting paid. I hate to say that they literally might turn a blind eye to this and consider this enough. Will George Floyd's family receive justice in his murder spirit? Will these cops do jail time? I think one of the cops' name was David. Will David receive jail time? David something. I can't remember what the last name was, though. I consider the sword of truth. Victory. Justice. I want to see justice or a judgment or something. Nine of Swords. The family is really worried that they're not going to receive justice in this situation. So this is, you know, basically the judicial system having to review all the facts here. And it's funny that that came up with his energy too. You know, because everybody going to try to make it. They going to try to put it off on the fact that he was under the influence. They're going to be saying, oh, he was confused. You know, he was throwing a fit. Whatever the case is. But to me, this is like a fucking slap on the wrist. If they do time, it's not going to be the time that the family is seeking. It's going to be some 3-year sentence. 2-year sentence. At best, 7 years. The Lovers. That's that decision. I'm getting that 3 of Swords again. Justice in reverse. There we go. So they not. They gonna get some slack on the wrist, and they still gonna be receiving some type of pay. Okay. Alright, so I see that as jail. But honestly, with the Justice in reverse, like, it may be some short sentence that the family doesn't even, something quick. Like, it's going to be, like, I feel like, I don't want to say rioting, but I feel like this is definitely protesting. You know, people protesting and not feeling like the end results is fair. You know? Manipulation by the system. This man may get 4 months, 4 years, some BS. But he ain't going to be having to sit down that long. Let's see. That's it. Alright, I'm about to clarify this. And I guess that's just it. I am getting that they worried though. These cops are actually worried. You know, their families are worried. Their families are confused. Especially having to see this online. You know, see your father, your husband actually kill a man in front of a crowd of people. Why is the Ace of Cups here, Spirit? Y'all. I feel like the judicial system gonna act like they give up. Act like they care enough to look into it. But in reality, these guys lost their job and they still getting paid. Yeah. So that's the thing. They literally think that, okay, so they trying to play off this whole we feel guilty, you know, this is for the cost of the grief of the family, we're going to fire them. That's not enough. This is just job loss. That's it. And like I said, I still feel like some type of severance fee, unemployment, or something is being received. It's just smaller than what they was getting before. Page of Pentacles. That's like them little coins. Why is the Two of Swords here? Because they actually got to sit up here and think about it. Think about how they can slap them on the wrist the lightest. Yeah, they discussing it amongst each other. Why is the 8 of Swords here? The imprisonment better come out, man. Love in reverse. Why is the 8 of Swords here, Spirit? A loss of hope. Yeah, people are going to be disheartened by this, but I definitely feel like some type of time going to have to be served. Just not nearly close to what the family would have wanted. Why is the Page of Pentacles here? Ooh, community in reverse. Wow. Like I said, the family is going to feel cheated, breadcrumbed. Like, that's it. That's it. Because they probably going to get them like a small compensation. All right. Them and a girlfriend, possibly. They probably going to get a small compensation for their loss and maybe pay for the funeral or something. Yeah, the law is bullshit. The High Priestess in reverse and the Fox here, that's speaking to them getting away with stuff behind the scenes. They definitely are. You know, they could have pulled more strings to make sure that this person got the fair sentence that any other civilian would have gotten. Because we all sat up there and witnessed that this man was not resisting any type of arrest. That they did this unfairly. And then implemented abuse when they didn't need to. Why is the 7 of Cups here? Yeah, the family is going to be super confused. Like, is that it? I mean, literally. It can, I mean, I don't know. I can't tell what it's going to be because I got to see Pentacles to say years. So it may not even be years. It may be months. 7, 8 months. If anything, it could be probation. Why is the Ace of Swords here? I haven't seen the imprisonment come up yet, but the Eight of Swords, you know, I mean, the Eight of Swords is a self-imposed prison, but if you ask me, now the karma that they definitely gonna get, some of them may lose their wives. You know, some of their spouses may choose to leave them. They definitely gonna suffer when it comes down to their finances, because it's gonna be hard to, I feel like, even get another job when your face, like somebody saw your face on plain TV looking dead into the camera with your knee in somebody's neck. But definitely some of them may lose their marriages, you know, may not be allowed in their kids' lives anymore, because you gotta think, like, this person committed murder right for everybody to see. Pathway in reverse. Yeah, they messed up their own destiny. Why is the Lovers here? Yeah, that's so crazy. I really feel like certain spouses are threatening to leave. Or will, because it's embarrassing. It's humiliating. Imagine if he got teenagers. The kids they getting harassed by their friends. Your dad is a killer. Your dad is all over the news as a monster. Blockages. Man, this person gonna be receiving so many blockages. So what the justice is for sure, if he don't get jail time, he definitely getting this shit in karma. Y'all, a lot of them is gonna lose their marriages here and not be able to find new love again. So you know what? If they don't get that jail time, they definitely going to lose in life. So I hope this helped ease some pain for some people out here. You know, I mean, people suffer from childhood traumas that they don't fix, and that can affect them in so many ways. But as people, we have to start treating people like people. Stop freaking applying for a job where you're supposed to protect and serve, when your ass is the one that we need to be protected against. Okay? So I'll check y'all out on the next one.